Hello, we've got a full house here. Hi, everybody. First of all, happy Monday. Myself, Sunny Mohanty, I'm the sort of moderator of the show for VCTV. And again, it's another Monday, another week, and I'm glad and happy to see people from India, especially a lot of speakers from India today. Because of the situation that currently India is going through. I hope everybody is safe, so that you've dialed in today, and we'll love to know what's happening actually in the country, not the media that's just hyping up, not hype up, maybe something is true, something is not true. Just would like to know what's going on in India right now with the situation with the pandemic. Today's topic is very specific to what we are all going through in our lives. It's about integration of natural medicine with health tech innovations. Okay, so today we're going to talk about natural medicines, holistic medicine, and how that can be factored into health tech innovations. Okay, so that's the topic. But before that, I would like to ask each of you who are in India, how are you doing? How are you coping? I hope you and your near and dear ones are doing good, because this is a very emotional moment when we read in the news that, every second person is infected, and, we're losing our near and dear ones. So let's start with a quick round of intro and hope everybody is doing good. Vandana, let's start with you. First of all, intro about you and how's your family doing?
Yeah, hi Sunny. Firstly, thank you for having me here, and it's nice to see all of you back here, the happy VCTV family. We are safe here. I'm safe here with my two kids, but India is not safe. There are lots of people, my near and dear ones, my friends, who have just recovered from, COVID. Some have facing terrible issues with hospitalization and not having the adequate amount of oxygen available. Medicines are not available. So it's not a happy situation. Lots of people suffering. And, there are people who are below the income line. They need to support their families. They have six dependents on them. So they are the ones who are suffering even more, because from where will they get such expensive medicines? From where will they get treatments? So I feel really sorry, because I cannot really go out and help people, but in my own way, wherever I can, I've been helping. And happy to be back here, and really happy to discuss about natural medicines, because a lot of COVID is being also cured by Ayurvedic and lot of natural medicines, especially simple things like drinking warm water and taking steam. So I think I'm looking forward to discuss that. And I'll introduce myself now. So I was in Singapore and Jakarta for 15 years in investment banking, and I had my own family office fund there. This is my 7th year back in India. I did some investments, then I went back to advisory, and currently I'm connected with 300 investors globally, and I do pick up global deals. We do $1 million to $25 million, and we are sector agnostic.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Vandana, and happy to have you on VCTV. So next we have Kingsley. Hi, Kingsley. How are you, and how are things back in Japan?
Hello, Sunny. Another sunny day in Japan, actually. Beautiful day today, and grateful to God for that. Despite the coronavirus pandemic, the news around the world of what is happening. For those of us who are alive and still able to talk, we should be grateful to appreciate each other. This is a time for us to actually appreciate each other more. Time for us to tell our loved ones how much we love them, how much we care about them, because we don't know what is going on. But that being said, my name is Kingsley Kobayashi. I'm a serial entrepreneur, turnaround expert, investor in healthcare innovations, commercial real estate, among other things, blockchain and traditional finance. I also actually have a natural medicine company. We produce different remedies or relief for different ailments that are affordable uh, to a lot of people. And that is why I'm actually surprised that India, which is one of the leaders in natural medicine, have not gone that way to find solution for the problem happening in the country. I think they have that they have the opportunity to do it, because the only reason I went into natural medicine was when my dad had prostate 15 years ago, when he was 75, and they wanted to give him an operation. Like, nope, if you operate on him, he will not survive the after effects of it. And we actually got medicine from natural medicine from India, mixed it with Nigeria natural medicine. He took it for 90 days. He's about 50 years ago. He's about 90 years old now, and no prostate. So I think natural medicine is actually one area we should focus on, and I look forward to discussing it with everyone today. Thank you, Sonny.
Thank you, Kingsley. Thank you. Absolutely, you're right on those points. Thank you so much, and welcome back on BCTV. Next, I have Saurabh. Hi, Saurabh. Welcome back after a long break back to VCTV. How are you doing? First of all, how are your family members back in India?
Thanks, Sunny. Thanks. We are doing good. Both my wife and me, we got infected with corona, remained hospitalized. But by the grace of God, we are out of it now. So thanks a lot. Situation in India, not so good as Vandana mentioned. Still a lot got to be done. Myself, I am Dr. Saurabh Bhatia. I'm a medical doctor by education, but following the profession of an investment banker. So I work with our ventures as the investment lead of High Tables, and we raise from $1 million onwards, and we are sector agnostic. And I'm placed out of Pune in India, and that's it from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Saurabh. Good to know that you and your family are safe and come out of the virus nicely. And welcome back to VCTV again. Thank you. Next, I have Raghu. Hi, Raghu. Good morning. How are you today?
I'm great, Sunny, and thank you to VCTV. I think this is a great panel, especially at the right time because of the pandemic. In the scale of what we're dealing with, I think natural medicine has to be an important place. Just to give a brief introduction, I'm a serial entrepreneur, angel investor, and strategic advisor from Princeton, New Jersey. I look for de-risked impact investments in biotech, clean tech, cybersecurity areas.
Thank you, Raghu. And yes, welcome back on VCTV. Thanks for your participation. Harsh, how are we doing? How are you? How are your family members? I hope everybody is doing great.
Hey Sony,
Yeah.
thanks a lot for having me back here. So obviously, at least me and my close family members haven't been affected, but someone in my extended family, unfortunately, have passed away because of COVID right now. And just yesterday, I actually had to do the investor presentation to an angel network on behalf of my founder because my founder was down with COVID. So I had to do the presentation on his behalf just yesterday. So definitely a very tough time, a very tough situation right now, and I hope everyone is taking care of themselves because it cannot be underestimated the kind of the gravity of situation that it is right now. So hopefully everyone is keeping well and taking care of themselves as well as the near and dear ones. Short intro about myself. My name is Harshetia. I'm a venture partner with our ventures and the founder of Startup Hackers. We have over 800 members in our group, and we are constantly working with everyone to kind of grow startups, right from the early level and go them to the next level, and still they become investable and truly partner with some of the larger players. We help startups fundraise all the way up to $5 million as well, and I'm working with a couple of companies in Singapore as well as in Middle East and helping them raise funds. So thank you so much.
Great, Harsh, and good to have you back as well. You are one of the core family members like Vandana and Kingsley. So good to see
Glad
you.
to be back.
Happy to. Yes, thank you so much for being on VCTV. Last but not least, I see Anuj, who has just joined us after a long time. Hi, Anuj. Where did you go? How are you doing? You were on mute again. We, we can't hear you. I think you always had this problem. You are
I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Did not realize that
no
my
now
mic wasn't
now
working. Yeah,
yeah.
perfect. Yeah. So yeah, good to be back. So sorry for the long absence. I mean, as you guys know, things are not well in India. So we had actively deployed all of our staff members to volunteer and help COVID patients. So yeah, just trying to make the best out of things, trying to make sure we help out a few people out there. uh, of course, it's the least we can do. The frontline workers are already in the hospitals, the doctor are taking care of the patients, and if there's something we can do to help them out, if there's something we can do to ease up their workload, that's the least of what they can expect from us. uh, but yeah, quickly introducing myself, being a startup founder for the last decade or so. uh, in the past 10 years, I've started 3 companies. At present, working on 2 ventures, which is one is a health tech venture called Atotum. Along with it, I run a pre-accelerator called Yellow Sapphire Technologies, where we work with other startups to help them get market ready and investor ready. Uh, our area of focus has always been health tech, which we deeply look into. At present, we have deployed our services in India, and as I mentioned, actively working with COVID patients. And in doing so, of course, we have more or less deployed all of our resources for free for the next 1 year.
Wow, that is a good to know, Anuj. And yes, this is the right time. We should be giving, as much as we can do within our capacity. And thank you so much for being back on VCTV to share your insights about the natural medicine, because we haven't spoken about this on VCTV yet. This is the first time we're going to discuss about integration of natural medicine with health tech innovations. So, holistic medicine is the art and science of healing that addresses the whole person, body, mind, and spirit. The practice of holistic medicine integrates conventional and alternative therapies to prevent and treat diseases, and most importantly, to promote optimal health. So let's start with defining what is a natural medicine. Then we can different types of natural medicines. I'm going to start with Vandana. Over to you, please.
So, Sunny, natural medications are mostly, homeopathic, Ayurvedic, naturopathy, acupressure, bash flower remedies. Many people in India don't know what is bash flower remedies. I'll explain that as well. These are the different types of natural medicines that are, available. Now, what happens is that most of the sickness is related to our mind. uh, I believe that very, very strongly. If we have negative emotions like fear, anxiety, depression, and too much worry, we tend to attract sickness a lot more than a positive mind would. So I feel that firstly, a positive mind is really, really important. And there are lots of natural methods in which one can get healed, simply by doing proper exercises like yoga, pranayams, deep breathing, Surya Namaskars. They are really, really important and should be done at the beginning of the day. Uh, and having turmeric, ginger, honey, black pepper, this is in our, with hot water is really important. It helps us stay away from lots of, uh, infectious diseases, not only COVID, but also many other diseases which are, which attack us in the lungs. There is tuberculosis, there is other lung infections like pneumonia. It's not just COVID.
Yeah.
Simple things like taking steam with Vicks, really helps a lot and helps us cure faster. Having honey water, warm honey water in the morning. So these are all the natural, cures for many diseases. We have many naturopathic centers in South India, and especially in Bangalore, where many people from abroad go and stay there for months and months and get themselves, into that nature environment and have these natural medicines, good home cooked food wherein they get cured with many dangerous diseases like cancer. So I have seen people getting cured by natural medicines. Stem cells is also a natural way of getting cured, which is one of the upcoming, healthcare which we are seeing. And bash flower remedies. So I'll just tell you, I don't know if many people know about bash flower remedies. Bash flower remedies was introduced by Edward Bash, a medical doctor and a homeopathic. And it was, he had created these remedies in very early, in the year 1900. And, it is, he believed that most of the sicknesses are caused to us because of psychological issues like fear, uncertainty, loneliness, oversensitivity, sadness, or despair. So there are lots of bash flower remedies that are available. Then, epilepsy is being treated, by a glove, an epilepsy glove. When you wear that glove, it helps you early intervention. Epilepsy, a person gets usually these epilepsy attacks. So with the glove, you can early, intervene the problem and get a proper medication for that. So I strongly believe that natural medicines, which are homemade, and they can really cure us and help us to get fit faster and help improve our immunity system.
Absolutely, Vandana. These are some of the home remedies that we've learned and had from our moms, right? When we used to fall sick, we never used to have those access to the kind of medications that we have today. So thank you so much for those opening remarks, Vandana. Next, I have Dr. Saurabh to explain us what is natural medicines.
So there are multiple interpretations to that. But in general, we can say that most of the countries have had some sort of traditional medicine being practiced. And I'm sorry, something in the eye, I'm sorry about it. Chinese medicine, Indian Ayurvedic medicine, Unani from the Greek and Middle East countries, and including the West, homeopathy originated in Germany. So all these countries, they had some kind of local development of healing therapies, and then they were not really all same and standardized because they depended upon the local herbs or local situations, local fruits and foods available. So they were all quite different depending upon the geography and the climate. Then from the last 150 to 200 years, the modern medicine or the Western medicine found roots, and it had its more research-based theories, which were well researched and proven. So it is like evidence-based medicine. So this is a comparison like modern medicine versus the natural medicine, where the natural medicine comes from our traditional wisdom. Less of research has been done, probably not due to lack of merit, but probably due to lack of funding there. But it has been more or less the wisdom from the ancestors, you can say, or from the elders, and we have been using that. And on the other hand, the modern medicine relies hard on the evidence, the research, the proof of efficacy of a particular medicine. So there's that difference. Now, natural medicine, you can also interpret that some natural products are directly being used, but then that part I don't want to comment on, because even in modern medicine, a lot of natural things are used. Typical example is penicillin, which was the first antibiotic. It's a completely natural product. So it's not that the modern medicine is not natural, but for the sake of this discussion, I would like to say modern medicine versus traditional medicine of various countries, which was perhaps closer to nature and the products of nature.
Great. Thank you, Dr. Saurabh, for explaining the difference between natural and modern medicines to start with also. Thank you so much. Next, I have Raghu. Let's go with you next. I just see Kingsley back. He was off the screen, but yeah, let's just hear it from you, Raghu.
Yeah, I think Vandana and Saurabh have touched upon the traditional medicine aspects. I would like to more talk about which areas I think the traditional medicine is more applicable or being used right now in terms of integration. I think holistic, the whole body thing, as opposed to more like curative or specific to a particular illness. That area, obviously, the traditional medicine, there's a long time wisdom. I think also the costs of traditional medicine have been less because it not only has obviously gone into more large scale manufacturing type of things, having Saurabh was saying, the research aspect has come in, which has increased the burden of the cost because of the long clinical research type of things. So traditional medicine has been cheaper, but at the same time, quality has been an issue because we all heard about heavy metals being in Ayurveda and all that. I don't think it is intrinsic to the traditional medicine. It's more of a manufacturing and how things are used, right? So I think the whole body focus on wellness, focus on letting the body heal, letting the person be able to take the medication without a lot of outside assistance, and in many times restorative and palliative type of situations where the traditional medicine kind of throws up its hands. So those are kind of areas where it's been long used. And I think it will continue to be integrated, especially in the longevity aspects, which are more kind of, I would say, lifestyle type of things. I think there's a lot of things you can probably see things like Noom and Weight Watchers and all now shifting away from just the diet to kind of nutrition, and then like the psychological aspects, try to integrate all of the different body mind intellect concepts as opposed to purely the body. So
absolutely, that's a great point. Raghu. Absolutely. I mean, it's been shifting when it comes to Weight Watchers you just mentioned. Thank you so much. Next, I have Kingsley. So Kingsley, again, would you like to add on to what others have just said about natural medicines, and where's the meeting point of natural medicine with modern tech? We can't hear you. I think your internet connection is a bit. No, we can't. We can't hear you. Maybe you want to log off and log back in. Yeah. Anuj, over to you with the same question, please.
Thanks. So before I address this, there's this one clarification I want to add. Speaking on behalf of all millennials, people my age, there's one frustration that all of us have faced, which is our parents living in a WhatsApp university era. And it's almost infuriating when medical misinformation spreads through these points. I want to say the line that Dr. Saurabh said once again, that modern medicine is also a natural medicine. When we say, oh no, these are chemical products, that's what a natural product is. All natural product of an apple is made up of chemicals as well. All chemicals are found in nature. It's not something that's artificially being created. And any modern medicine like penicillin or any antibiotics are natural salts which are working to kill bacteria or to kill infection. Now, with that being said, there's one distinction I want to establish personally, working as a founder for a health tech company, that there is a difference between medicine and therapy. While modern medicine can use the word medicine because it's actually curing something, azithromycin is a medicine because it cures infection. At the same time, we can't say the same about a lot of alternate medicine or medicinal products. as I mentioned, I mean, there are a lot of natural remedies that are available, or herbal remedies that are available in the market right now. Is it right to call them medicine? Of course, in certain cases, yes. When they have been tried, when they have been tested, we know turmeric has antibiotic properties, of course. But does that mean can you apply it on a wound? Absolutely not. It's not something doctor would recommend, and it's not something yet that your common sense would allow you either. So it's very important to have that distinction in your mind when you're going for a medical procedure, that of course there will be cases where you need medicine, but uh, an alternate medicinal therapy or natural therapy will help you. That's why these services need to coexist. They are not competing against each other, they are not replacing each other. Ayurveda, homeopathy cannot replace what modern medicine can do. The products that we have right now, or the science that we have, is nothing short of a miracle compared to just a century ago. Uh, with that being said, I want to talk about how they are coexisting. So we at Atotum have established one very common factor, which, again, touching back on the WhatsApp University point, is looking at the market, looking at the current audience. A lot of people are trying to find easy solutions to a complicated problem. They're trying to find, oh, let's take steam, probably that will cure COVID. No, that's not how it will work. Your body has immunity, your body knows how to fight things. But using natural products, like, of course, taking steam, making sure you get your antibiotics, making sure you get your vitamin C and your zinc would help your body. It will not cure it, but it will give it a fighting chance. So that's where naturopathy and modern medicine exist uh, while working with each other, not as a replacement for each other. One very recent case, or one very recent case study that comes into mind is from our own company itself, where we had a patient who was diagnosed with liver cancer come up to us. The patient was at a stage 4 liver cancer, where the cancer has metastasized through the body. They could not eat. The patient could not drink water, or for that matter, had constant stomach aches. So while, of course, when we gave in medication to help them out, it did ease it up a bit, but the patient was still not comfortable. And anyone who knows cancer knows that a stage 4 cancer cannot be cured. At this point in time, for us, it was very important to make sure that we did not give them any false hope. Yet, when we tried some Ayurvedic products, some naturopathic products, it helped ease the pain for the patient in their last few days. So, with those Ayurvedic products, of course, the patient was no longer in pain. The patient's liver was slightly improved. Their fat content went down, but cancer, being cancer, was not cured, and he ultimately passed away. And that's a case study I want to add here. Let's make sure that we have that distinction ready. Let's not get into the misinformation spreading out of WhatsApp University. Uh, of course, homeopathic is a great treatment, but a very recent example of someone using a crisis situation to their advantage by saying, "Oh, if you're facing oxygen deficiency, use this homeopathic medicine. 10 drops of it in water will cure it." Please, no, don't exploit a patient. Don't give them false hope. Make sure you set the expectation right. And if we can ease up their life, if we can make their quality of life better, let's focus on that.
I like the way you said it, WhatsApp University.
It's what it is, right? That's how people are trying to get their knowledge. According to them, oh yes, it's probably written in some medical book, but I did read it on WhatsApp.
Right, Anuj. Thank you for sharing your insights.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah, Kingsley, next over to you, please. Thank you. Yes, we can
Sorry,
hear you. Glad that you're back.
having some crisis, but I'm happy to be here. Let's just make this very brief. Natural medicine is a very wide range, very big range. And if we have to start from natural, traditional, and other medicines, spiritual, the healing, we have different kind of healing. We're saying that our forefathers who lived longer than us, they didn't know what they were doing. I am all for advanced medicine. I am all for new innovations. But at the same time, how do we marry these new innovations with the technologies, with the natural medicine that was left for us by our forefathers? They lived a better life than us. They were not sick. They knew how to take care of their body better than us. The pyramids they built, we are still not able to build it today. We have not found out the science for it. So me being brainwashed that my own traditional native medicine is bad is not acceptable to me. You know, India has its own natural medicine. You were all born using natural medicine. Chinese have their own traditional natural medicine. Parts of Nigeria have their own natural medicine that was used ever before civilization, and they worked. Why? Because they knew how to balance their body, what they eat, how they exercise. They work. They were not entering air conditioned cars and from out of air conditioned cars. You know how to embrace the nature around them. You know, if you had a wound on your hand, they know what leaf to use to heal that wound, and it is. So, trying to compare modern medicine and natural medicine is not going to help us. What is going to help us is marrying both together, both technologies, whether it's Eastern, whether it's Western, whether it's your natural medicine, is very important. Now, there are natural medicines for different ailments. For example, diabetes. For example, high blood pressure. There are natural herbs that you can take that will make it better. Now, the problem there is people who are not educated in the field does not know what quantity to give. Like I said earlier, what made me go into natural medicine was my father having prostate. So they went to, my cousin is a medical doctor, and I trust him 100%. He's a surgeon. I said, I am going to operate on your dad. I said, hold on, no, you're not going to operate on my dad because he cannot recover fully. So I went into natural medicine, got medicine from India, actually, medicine from India and from Nigeria, joined them together. He took the medicine, and the prostate was gone in 90 days. He's 90 years plus now. He doesn't have prostate. If he was operated, he would not have the energy to recover. I knew that. And that made me to go into natural medicine in 2006 with my wife and get Coca-Cola. We founded HBK Naturalist Limited. And we came out with different products. Like, for example, you can say this is Kobayashi bitters. It took us 10 years to make sure this medicine gets on shelf. 10 years. We started and clinical tests and things like that. Now, I put my name there because I trust the product. It's an antioxidant, which means it removes free radicals from your body. Right? Which means they don't turn to toxins, they don't turn to ailment. Now, the best way of curing an ailment is to catch it early or not to allow it to occur. So you need to boost your immune system. You know, we have herbs that you can boil. Like now we are saying, oh, you have fever. In Nigeria, when I was growing up, if you had malaria, they will take dogoyaro, they will take mango leaves, tree leaves, pawpaw leaves, all the leaves put together. It's very hot. They will make you put your stomach in it and cover you with a blanket. You will sweat that malaria out. And you will drink medicine, you are okay. So there are natural medicine that is traditional to every region. Telling me that it's bad because it's not Western, for me, I don't accept it. What I want is integration of both sides. How do we integrate the natural medicine, like how you take care of yourself, how you like exercise, yoga, whatever, your natural washing of hands. Somebody discovered that when he went into the river, the body was clean. How do you make sure that you are clean always? How do you make sure that your immune system is boosted all the time? I do believe that India has the natural capability to take care of this COVID if they boost their immune system. I am not saying don't use the gas when you're in that situation. Before you get to that time, there are things you can do naturally to make sure you are okay. And we are forgetting all those things and putting everything on the medical doctors. Nobody ever asked. There was a medical doctor here in Japan. He was dying from cancer. But people were going there to meet him for treatment. Nobody knows that the doctor is going through his own problem. Doctors also have their own problem they are dealing with. We add to their problems. So we should help them to help us. And the only way we can do that is marrying natural medicine and both the medicine together. Very important. There's no other way. And yes, a lot of research needs to be done. A lot of clinical tests need to be done. I agree. A lot of scientific and other things, they have to come together. I am very, very much for acupuncture, aromatherapy, natural path, or whatever it takes to make you feel well. It should be your choice. It should not be restricted by any government or be brainwashed by any set of people that is bad for you. If anyone's already sick, he has the choice to natural medicine. Even in Japan now, when you go to see a doctor, they tell you this is the chemical one from so and so company. They call it Campo. This is the Campo, which is natural one. Which one do you prefer? They give you a choice. So there's a medicine, a natural medicine for every ailment, and there is a Western one for it. You choose. I always go for the natural one because I know it has no side effects. I know it has no chemical. I know it has no steroids. But that is not to say that if you are in a state and you need an emergency, you should not go. You should not take blood. You should not take this drug. But before that happens, you should be having a lot of vegetables that will make your blood get better, that will heal you naturally. But by the time it's too late, yes, go to the doctor. They are the best. They are trained for it. But natural medicine is the best way to go for me, and I'm all for it.
Wow, thank you, Kingsley, for sharing the use case of malaria treatment as well. And besides that, good to know that you have a company under your brand name.
And the truth is, why is coronavirus not killing a lot of people in Africa? Even the World Health Organization said they should look into it, because we've been suffering from malaria for so many years.
Right.
And we've been using natural medicine to fight this malaria. The symptoms are the same with COVID. And every Nigerian man, you will know the poverty level. They are taking this medicine to boost their system. It is free. You plug them on the street and you boil them and you drink them, you get better.
Thank you, Kingsley. Thank you for sharing great insights with us. And Harsh, you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay.
So definitely. So lots of discussion over here, right? Essentially what has happened is I kind of agree with Kingsley's as well, right? The focus has to be on treating the patient rather than the system of the treatment, right? It can be Western, it can be natural, it can be Ayurvedic, Unani. The focus has to be the patient and not the system. Unfortunately, what happened is over the last 100 years, these Western companies with billions of dollars of money with them, they've tried extremely hard to kind of discredit the conventional systems or conventional medicinal systems that we have, right? They've been fighting it consistently, fighting Ayurveda, fighting Unani, fighting homeopathy to prove that they are the superior one. But what that has done is that has created huge divide among the entire medical community. So you have these traditional practitioners, I mean the Western medicine practitioners, who are like very fanatic about their approach. Then you have the Ayurvedic practitioners very fanatic about their approach. Same goes for homeopathy, etc. Right? It loses the focus. The focus has to be patient care and not adhering to the school of thought that you want. That should not be the focus. All the treatments are equally effective. All that and the reason why Western science requires these kind of these huge clinical trials and all that stuff is because essentially the molecules which they are creating, they are not natural. They are a creation of a complex chemical reaction which is required to synthesize them. So there's literally no backdrop drop of knowledge to kind of study what kind of effect these kind of products will have. Turmeric has been there for thousands of years. All the other traditional products which are used in Ayurveda and homeopathy, they are there for thousands of years. There has been done enough research about them. So that is why you don't need to do those kind of clinical trials which are done with the Western medicine to these, because you already know what the effects are, and all the data and information is there. All that you need to do is identify the right combinations which are effective and use that. Western science has the onus on it to prove that no, that we are effective, because these molecules are not available in the nature. So to give you an example, these PPAR gamma agonists, right? So
Yeah.
these were considered to be blockbuster drugs in 2005, 2006 to cure diabetes. I'm sure Dr. Saurabh must be familiar, right? Pioglitazone, rosiglitazone, and these categories, they were supposed to be the blockbusters. This is going to revolutionize diabetes completely. And what happened 2 years down the line, they were banned by the FDA because of all the side effects that they had. They were completely banned and had to be withdrawn from the market. So that is why Western science has the onus on them to prove it. The same is not true for natural medicine. So focus has to be on patient care and using the right medicine in the right combinations. So and the real truth, to be quite honest, is none of these methods, schools of medicine, right? None of these are curative in nature. All of them to an extent are psycho. So essentially what happens is they'll improve you to a slight extent. They'll ease your symptoms a little bit, which gives you the mental perception that the problem is being solved. Once your mindset is improved, then you start recovering very quickly, because it's a loop. You're physically, you're not feeling well, because of that mentally it goes down, and that kind of alters your recovery speed of it, right? So once you have that symptomatic relief, that at least I'm feeling slightly better, that kind of the chain of reaction in your body starts naturally recover. Unfortunately, the deaths that we are seeing due to corona right now, I believe that even though the vaccine is deadly, I think it is mostly due to mental issues. Primarily due to mental issues.
Is everybody facing the same issue? I mean, Harsh, you are breaking
Can
up.
you hear me now?
We can hear you very intermittently. I mean, most of the stuff was intermittent. Okay, let's move forward because we don't have much time. Harsh, would you like to log back in?
Am I audible now? Am I audible now?
Yeah, now it's okay. Yeah. Would you like to continue?
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So I have a feeling that the biggest causality for COVID, even though the virus is obviously deadly, right? But the biggest cause of fatality right now is the fear that has been created around this virus. I have a feeling that if this fear is removed and this constant fear mongering which is done in the heads of everyone through, as Anuj was pointing out, the WhatsApp university and the crazy media hype and the media pandering which is being done, and the politicians pandering around COVID, if that is reduced and people kind of take it, COVID, we'll fight towards it and kind of fix this. Then I feel that your mind is strong enough to really beat this virus and really recover well.
Yeah. Thank you, Harsh. Thank you, Harsh.
I want to address the final point that you said about fear. I genuinely don't think there's a fear going on right now. The situation is as bad as it seems, and I speak this from personal experience. I had a chance to interact with Sonu Sood, who's doing a lot of humanitarian work. He receives 20,000 requests, 27,000 requests on a daily basis for help. We at our organization were receiving approximately 12,000 requests per day for either oxygen or hospital beds or medicine. There isn't a fear or a media hype going on right now. The situation is really as bad as it seems. There's a reason why if you speak to anyone in your relatives right now, they would know someone who has had COVID or someone who has died from COVID. It's not about let's all mentally be strong. It's about let's make sure that we are not focusing and saying, oh no, Coronel will cure COVID just like Baba Ramdev and other bogus people are trying to claim.
That was not the point. I'd never said that the corona is not real. I said it's definitely real. The virus is definitely there, and there's definitely danger to it. But what I'm saying is the fear that is there in the minds of people. If I have COVID, people are still ashamed to share it to their friends and family that they have COVID. That kind of fear mongering is there. People are ashamed to do that. People are afraid sometimes to even admit that. That is the bigger problem. Once they kind of take care of that.
Well, but why?
That once they take care of that, so that's the problem, right?
Actually,
People have gotten it in their heads over the last year that having corona is bad. So that's why people are sometimes even denying it exists. Sometimes people are denying that even if they have, they don't want to share it with them. That is kind of creating that mental problem around their heads.
different situation altogether. The new strains of virus is so infectious that if one person in the family gets it, more or less you can expect the entire family to be infected. The reason why people are actually not sharing they are COVID positive is because of, again, the whole Instagram and WhatsApp university that's saying it's just another mild flu. The conspiracy theories around it is what's causing the problem. The reason why even if people have COVID and they still go out is because they think, oh well, it's nothing, right? I just had mild flu, not realizing that you had flu while others could die from it. And another reason why they don't share it with others is because of the social stigma, which is right, which should rightfully
That's
be there. If you have COVID,
not really.
please take just 2 weeks, stay at your home, you're going to be fine. But if you're going to
No,
go
but
out
that's
and
the
not tell
problem, right?
anyone, then you're responsible.
So,
But that's the
Sunny,
problem, right? The social stigma. That is the
sorry
problem.
to interrupt at
What is
this
happening
one
is,
point.
Okay, Saurabh, you want to
just
say
1 minute,
something?
just 1 minute. I want to clarify. I want to clarify
Yeah.
Anuj's point, right? The social stigma, that is exactly the problem that people are not willing to address, and the people are afraid of it. What you mentioned was a slightly different point than what I'm alluding to. What I'm alluding to is people people like the fact that they have it, and they are getting extremely afraid that they have it. That's the problem. Rather, they should face it with brevity and kind of take care of it rather than simply admitting that they just don't have anything left.
Harsh, you need to fix your internet. You have very good points to share,
I
but
have
you have to fix your internet.
You
no
wanted
idea
to
what's
say
the
something.
problem.
Really curious to hear your point on this.
Yeah, so people not sharing that they have had COVID or they've had fever there's another angle to it, and that is a significant chunk of population who's hand to mouth, who earn their daily living either as some kind of laborers or some kind of housemates and all that. They cannot afford to confess either to their employers or to their neighbors that they have COVID, because they will be confined for 15 to 21 days and they do not have the finances to sustain themselves for 21 days.
Oh,
So this
absolutely.
is middle class, upper class who have the cash reserves to sustain themselves, but there is a very definite class which cannot sustain themselves if they are thrown out of their job, which is day to day or hand to mouth situation. So that's another reason why people do not confess to their illness.
Saurabh,
That is
you're absolutely
Also,
right. I mean,
mm,
even we
and
had
it's very
people who
risky.
coming up to us crying
yeah.
that if we told anyone we had COVID, we'll lose our jobs. Please help us find a medicine that cure us, because according to them, if they got remdesivir, they'll be cured immediately. And it's mind-boggling that how even in today's time we say, "Oh, our ancestors used to live such a long life; they were healthier." Let's be honest, we are all educated. We know about life expectancy. India
No,
in
I would like
1940
to
had
add something here.
30 years, which is now 70. Our
Yeah.
ancestors were definitely not living a long life. We are
Yeah,
living
yeah,
a much longer life than
No,
them.
no,
yeah.
one
Thank
second,
you,
Anuj.
thank you.
I would like to add here
Yeah, I
that
would like to
there
come
are
to that.
many people, there are many people who took vaccinations, and after getting vaccinated, they got infected because the infection is there, and we totally agree. There are many people who took, when we are going to get ourselves tested, we are going in an infected area. So the whole thing is that I know people in panic, the entire family is getting CT scans done and taking steroids. So, so the whole thing is, it's not this versus this. It's just that, there are some things which, if we don't panic and take control of and try to, uh, do things at home, we can get cured a bit faster and not go to infected areas. And I'll tell you, when I was 3 years old, my father had liver cancer, and that's about 40 years back. Okay. And my father, that time, cancer had no cure, and herbal, Ayurvedic doctor, helped us, and he survived for 2 years. Post that, he passed away. But I'm just telling you that, Ayurveda has the cure as well. I'm sure I'm also against WhatsApp stories being passed, but traditional medicines and Ayurvedic do have a certain amount of proven based research and stuff that it is helps cure people.
Sure.
I
Thank you.
fully agree with you. There
Anuj,
are
I'll come to you.
no,
Raghu, please.
sorry.
I'll come to you, Anuj. Raghu, go ahead, please. Thank you.
Yes, I think, I mean, Anuj's points are well taken on the WhatsApp University, but they do not necessarily, the only Western medicine is not the only way. Most of it is actually reactive, which is good. We want to study, and, the research part is very good. That basis is not there in traditional medicine because it hasn't been quite applied. It's kind of like yoga now. There are more yoga centers in the West than in in India. So it is about understanding it and applying it, and also the IP issue, which I think I had mentioned to Sunny.
Yes.
The Western medicine is focused on just like patenting, and that's because of the costs involved in the research.
Yeah.
That's why the costs are so high. That doesn't invalidate a lot of the traditional medicines, because in many cases where you just kind of throw up your hands, the Western medicine is throwing up your hands. There's only remedy is the alternative medicine. And in many cases where the whole body, it doesn't obviously work for immediate cure. It's that kind of thing, the symptoms. I mean, there are symptomatic, medicines as well. But I think the more important thing is the holistic, where the lifestyle itself, there was a lifestyle that got disrupted by so-called civilizational things that have happened, right? A lot of the illnesses, current illnesses like diabetes, cancer. I mean, maybe they were not identified, but many of those things didn't exist also earlier. So I don't think it is valid to compare what happened 100 years ago to now, because the environment is different. I mean, science has always been there, and it's a moving frontier. As someone pointed out, coconut oil, they kept saying that it was bad, and now it's come back to good because there's a lot of political issues also where lobbying puts certain things bad. And so I think it is not as straightforward as Western medicine is great. Allopathy has its uses, but it has a lot of other issues. So
Thank you, Raghu,
Great
for adding
point,
those.
Raghuji.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Just want to add on to this really quickly.
Okay.
I just to clarify, I never said allopathy is the best. I'm just saying allopathy is research and scientifically proven. And as Vandanaji said, there are a lot of herbal products as well which are scientifically proven. Whichever has been proven in a clinical trial in a clinic controlled environment is what I certainly support. Otherwise, any I would say scammer or snake oil salesman that's claiming, hey, this will cure it, is not right in my opinion. We are living a much longer life. I was really hoping Gary could be with us tonight. He has worked on a plan to live till 200, and then that kind of research. Let's be honest. When we live longer, there are going to be more diseases. That's why cancer did not exist 70 years ago, and it exists now because we are living a much longer life. That's giving a longer duration for cells to mutate and then to cause cancer. And in doing so, let's not vilify, let's not make it a competition that, oh no, Western medicine can't cure this, it has side effects. Let's focus on natural medicine. Like I said, it has to be something that has to complement and not compete. The moment we get to that competition, the moment we adopt that mantra and everything, complement, don't compete, is when we'll have the answer. Saurabh, over to you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Anuj. Let's just come back to the topic about natural medicine quickly. Is there a market for natural medicines? What about the entrepreneurs in the health tech space in the natural medicine? What kind of challenges they face? And and what should be their go-to market strategy to compete? Not compete, coexist, coexist with the Western medicines.
Complement, don't compete.
Yes, coexist and complement. So let's start with somebody who's going to take this first. We don't have much. Yes, Saurabh.
The market is huge.
Yes.
Okay, Saurabh, go ahead.
So, yeah, thank you. I have had actually a few experiences with this particular issue. At least two entrepreneurs have approached me. One of them was a physiotherapist who had actually mortgaged his house, his clinic, and even his car. He wanted to build a particular device, which he did. Unfortunately, the market was not ready to lap it up. Nobody was giving him funding. Another entrepreneur I met had developed a particular device which can see the pulse in 3 different ways in which Ayurveda recommends. Ayurveda sees it differently from allopathy. In Ayurveda, you are taught to find 3 different components of pulse, Vat, Pitta, Kapha, which is not done in allopathy. But he made a electronic device which could see it and also put it on the cloud with all the analytics about what kind of patients are doing it. And he came to me for funding. And when we did the number crunching and the number of practitioners for whom it would be useful, we found that not more than 70,000 practitioners in India, that the TAM, what we typically call the total addressable market in India for that kind of machine, was 70,000. And it is understandable that he cannot sell it to all 70,000. So even if he could sell to all 70,000, he's not going to become a millionaire. He's barely going to cover his cost. The other guy who had mortgaged his house and all, he had a problem with the patent because half of his device was already patented by some German company. So he was having those kind of issues. And being a physiotherapist, he said that the machine costs about 10 lakh rupees, which would be like very, very high for an average physiotherapist to buy. So he was now trying to rent it out to physiotherapists so that they can use it. So in my experience, what I've seen with these 2 cases, doing some number crunching, sitting with them, I found that these kind of devices, there are people who innovate, but the market as yet is not strong enough to support them. And even the investors say, okay, this looks like a peripheral device, maybe an alternate medicine device, but if you make something which will help in surgery of gallbladder or surgery of cancer, that would be like real money churner. So they are more supported, those kind of innovators, while the natural medicine innovators got the raw deal. That's what my experience is.
There are
Thank you.
challenges. Thank you, Saurabh,
Yes.
for sharing that.
So,
Something
Sonny,
yeah,
just to
Yeah,
yeah.
Sonny, what is the aim? Is the aim to make money or is the aim to help humanity? Now you have to have an aim. You know, I don't make money from this. My aim is to
Oh,
make it affordable for people. Can you hear me?
yeah. We can. Yes.
Yeah, for people to get better. Now, if your aim is just to make money, then you're already making a very big mistake. Now, every medicine that has been discovered in the world, the first aim was not to make money. The first aim is to treat, to make the other human better, to make that person feel more better in his life. Now, we are not saying, okay, let's scrap modern medicine. Or I invest in health technology, as you know, health innovations. But at the same time, why don't we embrace the new and the old? We are not saying everything old is bad or good. We are not saying everything new is bad or good. Let's take the good side of both sides and make it into one good one, a better model, a hybrid. Now, if your major aim is just to make money and not leave a legacy behind or help humanity, you have already failed. You have already failed. You know, I personally have a passion for natural medicine. The first
Right.
time I ever used a natural medicine, I was 18. And this was a doctor, an Indian doctor that lived in America. And he gave me an enamaphonic purge. But inside the enamaphonic this thing were herbs, not just he put herbs inside. And I was going to this guy every 3 months. I was never sick. I was never sick. And I was the first then. I was never sick for a period of 4 5 years until I left. I was never sick. So the aim is to prevent the ailment from occurring. Once the ailment occurs, it becomes a little bit too late. And once you have discovered, okay, for example, I have a friend who is also a natural doctor. If you have a lump in the breast, which is the first stage of lump cancer, right?
Yeah.
It has a natural medicine that can make it away. It is not proven, but if you give any woman a choice to go through chemotherapy or go through that, he may go through that. I want us to have a choice. I want us to be able to choose, not the government choosing for me, not the big pharmaceutical company choosing for me. I choose what I want to use. And if we put all the good together, now the situation in India is very volatile, very volatile. We have passed the stage of saying, let's try and use natural medicine. We are not in that stage anymore. We are at a stage where we need to curtail the spread of the virus. And the only thing that can do that is modern medicine. I understand that. We need more gas cylinders, we need this, we need that. This is what we need right now for India. But after this, how do we make sure this does not happen again? How do we boost our immunity? How do we create natural medicine or marry natural medicine with modern medicine, with acupuncture, massage, foot massage, whatever, embracing nature, living well, eating well, exercising to make your life a better one. That is what we are talking about. For India right now, they need to curb that illness. They need to curb the virus, and after that, teach them. Okay, you need to do this more hygienic. You need to do this more. You need to do exercise. You need to eat more this kind of food that will make you more immune against viruses. So we are already in an unfortunate situation, but that does not mean that we should not embrace natural medicine. Sorry, I'm passionate, so I talk about this like it's my thing.
I totally agree. I mean, medicines were not made to make money, right? It's to heal people, cure other people, right? So you're very right on that point. I totally agree with you. Thank you, Kingsley, for sharing that with us. Harsh, do you have to quickly say something before we lose you out again?
Yeah, Sony, so there is a very important element over here, right? Typically, what happens is when we are looking for Western medicine, people are willing to pay higher amounts. Whereas it comes for traditional medicine, people have a mindset, yeah, traditional medicine, this is traditional medicine, it should be cheaper. It should not be expensive. So, for example, someone in Delhi, if they want to get a cardiac surgery done, they would cost around 2 to 3 lakhs approximately. Same if it is in Mumbai, it would go probably around 4 to 5 lakhs, right? People are willing to pay those amounts. But if it comes to Ayurvedic treatment, people expect they should be taken care of in like 100 rupees or 200 rupees or 1000 rupees. People, what is happening is for the natural disease, natural treatment methodologies, people aren't willing to invest that kind of money. So there is a cardiac care clinic which follows a purely Ayurvedic style of treatment called Madhav Bag. It's extremely popular in the western side. I'm sure Saurabh must have heard of it as well. So they offer cardiac care clinics for like 40-50,000 rupees, and a lot of people find that expensive. But when they have to go to a traditional Western-based system, they'll happily pay 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs, whatever might be the amount. So this price differential mindset is a very brutal problem which is there, and so that is what the original problem with Saurabh Bhatia faced as well. That company doesn't matter; they could not have sold it beyond a certain amount because people aren't willing to pay beyond a certain amount for traditional medicine. They'll think I might as well get treated with Western medicine in that case.
Absolutely, that's a very good point, and I totally agree. I mean, for me also, after you said it, I would also do the same. I guess I wouldn't spend that much money on a traditional herbal medicine as compared to the Western medicine. Thank you so much for bringing this one of the challenges faced by the startups. Raghu, would you like to add something?
Sure. I think some of the ways to kind of address this is to have better certification. Like in the West now, alternative medicine, even though it's still not on the same pedestal as the allopathic, there is certification, and there is more kind of acknowledgement that it has a place. And the issue also has to do with IP. Unfortunately, some of these things which are public domain, people like discover it and think they invented it, and that's been one of the issues as well, where something that's been around for a long time, people patent it, and then there's a lot of examples for that. So that is something that we have to look at. Again, goes back to what Kingsley was saying. The issue is to it's for the curing people or helping people's lifestyles, not just to make money. So that is, I think, as you can see even now, this whole thing about waiver of patent, I mean, when it even at this level where so many people are dying, it's still an issue. I mean, there is obviously companies will not do innovation if they at least their costs are not covered, but the model has become totally, especially with the insurance involved. It's just not about actually curing the patient. It's about how long they can keep them on medication. So that's the kind of thing which is an issue. So I think this is it's all about science, and science is not Western or Eastern. It's science is about openness to truth, and evidence-based medicine is one which is reactive, but there is also proactive models which we are just throwing out just because it's not from the West. So that's all I was talking about. So
great points. Medicine is not about being East or West. Totally agree. Thank you so much, Raghu, for that. Anuj and Vandana, let's quickly hear from you as well. Anuj?
Thank you so much, Sunny. So, yeah, I mean, first of all, thank you so much, Raghuji. I think that's a wonderful. I'm definitely going to borrow that and use it sometime. Science is not Eastern or Western. And as Kingsley said, that it's about time that we somehow figure out a way for both medications, be it natural or be it allopathic, to coexist. It's about time we made sure that even if someone had a chronic illness, that while they continue with their modern medicine, they could find a way in some kind of natural remedy. Yes, it's very true. Big pharma has a bad reputation. I certainly hate it when medical companies boost up their rates for products like insulin, which barely cost anything to make, whose discovery was a breakthrough innovation. The guy who discovered insulin practically gave it out for free because he said that everyone deserved it for free. And it's really horrible to see such situations where medical companies are exploiting such products. It's about time we made sure we realize that healthcare is a human right. Everyone has a right to live. That include having access to those medication at an affordable cost, along with making sure that we can provide them with some naturopathic products or some natural therapy that can improve their standard of life while the medicine does its job. With that being said, just one final line to add. COVID situation is, of course, not good anywhere across the world right now. As we are moving towards vaccination, I'm sure people around the world need help with COVID situations, not just in India, globally, including Vietnam and other countries. So if anyone's out there who needs help with COVID, please go on our website, atotum.com. All of our services will be free for the next 1 year. You can drop us a text, and I'll make sure that our team tries their best to help you out. So back to you, Sunny.
Wow, awesome. Thank you so much, Anuj. And great that you are on the panel today. And good to know that you are doing free services for people all over the world from your company. Thank you so much. Vandana, over to you, please.
Thank you, Anuj, for the service that you're doing. It's a commendable thing. And I think many people need food, medicines, many things which they cannot afford. So that's a good deed. I'll just share one example. When I was in Singapore and Jakarta, my son used to perpetually get bronchitis, and the doctor used to give him steroids. Now, that used to make his heartbeat jump and cause him breathing problems, until we realized that he had steroid allergies and we have to stop this. When I came to India, again, the bronchitis happened. And, the city where I am in, doctors told me that he needs hospitalization, until I found a doctor who said he doesn't need steroids, he doesn't need hospitalization, he needs only steam. And that's only what we did at home. In 15 days, my son recovered. And it is that day and today, only with vitamin C's and steam, he's still, he never got bronchitis back. So I'm telling this with experience. It's not that I read it on WhatsApp. I know that many people in India also don't know that it's steroid. They have allergy to steroid or any medication. And some steroids do cause breathing problems. Many people don't know. They are not been made aware. They don't know the side effects of many things. They don't research before going to doctor. If the doctor is saying A, they would blindly follow. If the doctor is saying B, they would blindly follow. So exploitation again. It's like so that's what the point here is, that that natural medicines also have a cure, and modern medicines also, but it has to be used wisely, it has to be used with awareness. Let's not exploit anybody. My message to the audience also, and let's join hands all over the world to help each other cure as many people and save as many lives as we can in whatever little way we can.
Absolutely, absolutely, Vandana. Great words, great
One
words.
last point I'd like to add, since you raised the point of food, again, the message goes out there. Even if you're struggling with food, please reach out to us. We'll make sure that our team gets you food for your entire duration of quarantine. So if you're a middle class person, or if your maid or if your house help need help with it, please reach out to us. Again, we at Atotum will do everything in our power to help you out.
Oh, wow.
Related to that, Anuj, I would like to say that if you have a place where we can contribute, I can publicize that and like to personally support that. So,
Yeah.
Sure. Thanks so much, Raghuji. We'll connect with you after the session. Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. Great, great. Thank you so much for helping each other out on this panel as well. And this is what makes my day even better, realizing that we could actually do something on this panel to help people out there who are actually suffering and need the much needed help. Let's take some quick round of closing remarks before we wrap up the show. We are a little over time, but it's okay. This panel is new and obviously very apt for the moment. Let's start with some closing remarks. Sort of quick closing remarks, thoughts.
Thanks, Sunny. So just going to back to the topic, that integration of natural medicine and innovation, and forgetting the virus for a moment. So I would say that there is a definite need to support the innovation in traditional and holistic medicines, because it's true that the modern medicine or the allopathic medicine is very effective when it comes to treatments like surgeries. But then after surgery, the recovery periods, the rehabilitation, and all those come under therapies which can more effectively, or at least equally effectively, be done using alternate medicines. So it's important that wherever we can, we provide fund to it, because whether I agree that it's all for the treatment of the patient, but it's the money that makes the world go around, and without money, they will not be able to have enough wherewithal to support and treat patients enough. So I suppose, as everybody had already agreed, it's all a combination of natural medicine, innovation, and the modern medicine. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Saurabh, for being a part of this panel today. Really, really enjoyed it.
Thanks a lot.
Raghu.
yeah, it's very interesting discussion, and as I think we all agreed, it's about the patient and it's about longevity. It's about holistic view, and being comfortably unhappy, as I say, as opposed to uncomfortably unhappy. That's all medicine is doing. It is not. So if we go further towards like more holistic things, it will start early. The preventive stuff will happen. So I think the innovation is happening where the natural or alternative medicine will become mainstream when the integration happens, and it's happening. But it's an educational issue, I believe. So
Yeah. Thank you for sharing those insights, closing remarks as well. Kingsley.
Yeah, this is a wonderful panel today. I'm really happy to be in this panel, to be with everybody here today. Great points, great insights into what the future look like. I just want to remind people that one of the major reasons that people are not embracing natural medicine is that they kind of take it fetish. Because a lot of people that give natural medicine are either native doctors or shamans. So they kind of relate it to dirty area, villages. It's not urbanized. This is old witchcraft tradition and things like that. I think we have passed that stage by now.
Yeah.
That mentality is there. A herbalist and a native doctor and a witchcraft is very different. Using herbs to heal yourself naturally is not witchcraft. Don't put that stigma to it that is fetish. That is the kind of stigma that we have, that we don't want to be associated with it. Science has proven that most of the herbs that are being used are from nature.
Yeah.
Everything we use, even the air we breathe, is nature.
Yeah.
So remove that stigma. Don't be ashamed to go there. Number two, don't say because it's not from this big company, I am not willing to pay this amount for it. Like he rightly said, I am willing to pay any amount for something that would make me feel better, make any of my family members feel better, or even my friend. So let's embrace this new technology of bringing both sides together, Western, Eastern. Like he rightly said, science have no region. How do we make humanity better? How do we prevent this crisis? For those who want to live to be 200 years, well, I am not one of them, honestly, because a lot of things will come up after that. But 100 years is okay. Let's try and be heady. As long as you are heady, keep yourself heady. There is no need to be living in fear or in denial.
Yeah.
The COVID pandemic took us unaware. It took the whole world unaware. Even the doctors, even the physicians, it took everybody unaware. We are all struggling to find a solution. And whatever solution is on the table, we should embrace it. Whether it's natural, is anything at all, just embrace it, use it, and feel better. And I hope to see everyone again and just be happy. I'm not even going to say my name because my name is there. So have a good day, have a good week, and you guys stay safe, please.
Thank you, Kingsley. Really, really great points. Witchcraft? No. Thank you.
It's different. It's different from natural medicine, but they kind of put that there so that people don't go there. I know the mentality.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Thank you, Kingsley, for making that very clear to our audience. Really appreciate. I think Vandana just dropped off because of her computer crashed. She just messaged me, so we don't have her now. Anuj, over to you, and we'll wrap up the show.
Thank you. So, quick final thought. I mean, I think we have had a great discussion on this, so I'll not take up any of those points again. But just taking this one moment to send out the best wishes, my thoughts and prayers to everyone around the world, to everyone who has lost their loved ones in the last 1 year. It's been a tough time. I spoke with a lot of people who have cried about losing their parents, who were begging to do anything to save their parents. And at this point in time, the only thing I would like to say in my closing remarks is to call up to everyone's humanity. Let's help each other out. Let's not spread misinformation. Let's make sure that we keep utmost respect for the people who are putting their life on the line to save everyone out there. Just today, I got this news that one of our partner hospitals had 80 doctors who were diagnosed COVID positive, and they did that while saving lives. So let's pray for them. Let's call up to our humanity, and let's make sure that we fight this thing together as one. A virus does not know any region, it does not know any borders, nor does it know any religion. Let's keep that aside as well. Only then we can do it. Once again, if anyone out there needs help, you have my name right there. You can reach out to me on Twitter at Anuj. You can drop me an email, anuj@atotum.com. LinkedIn, anyway is fine. If you need help, please reach out to us. We'll do our best to help you out.
Awesome words. Thank you for this help that you're extending, Anuj, to everybody. Trust me, this is a great help. And thank you for being a part of our show today. So we just thoroughly enjoyed it, all of us, as rightly said. So that brings us to the end of the show, VCTV. I'll be back again on another topic tomorrow with another set of speakers. Till then, keep watching VCTV and take care of yourself and your loved ones. Take care. Bye.